So I guess you can say that this is like an extension video from the previous video I made on my channel. Like how I said that sometimes it feels like life has me by the strings, kind of like how a puppet master has a puppet by the strings, and that puppet master is controlling that puppet's life. That is how it kind of feels like for me with the things that I need to work on. So I'm taking my healing journey very serious. Now, I sat down, jot down all the things I need to work on, all of the things that is in my control. I understand that there are some things that's out of our control and we cannot work on those things. That's for a whole nother video. But right now, I've jotted down things that I know I have full control over, that I know I can change. Okay, so each of those things on the list represents a string. Okay, that's attached to me, that's preventing me, hindering me from living my best life or becoming my very best self. So, as I'm working on these things, when it's accomplished, when it's completed, it's like snip, 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 cut the string and just keep going. Keep working on the thing, those very things on my list, and just keep cutting the strings until all of the strings are cut and I can take full control of my life, take back full control of my life. That is like my strategy that I've been doing so far. Okay, so this is like an update video. I may not say, it may not be that long. It's like an update of telling you all how that's been going so far. And now, if you watch that video, you will know that one of the things I'm working on is smiling less. Yes, I need to smile less. A lot of the reasons why I smile so much is because I'm hiding how I truly feel through smiles. I mentioned this a lot in videos that please check on those always smiling, friendly, joyous people because behind those smiles is pain, suffering, and struggle. I'm one of those people. I need to allow myself to just have my facial expressions match from the inside, match how I really feel. And it's very difficult for me to do that. One of the reasons why it's so difficult for me to do that is because my job, the type of job that I have, and now it's not mandatory to smile, but it is required, it's expected to smile, but it's not mandatory. So I smile a lot at work, and I don't mind actually smiling a lot at work because I do when I clock in, I tend to just leave it at the door. I leave how I feel at my door, not at the job door, or I leave how I feel at my home, okay? When I walk outside, I try my best to just stay positive, but that is draining though, and I'm only human. Okay? If I'm not feeling okay, I'm feeling like crap or something, it's okay to just have an emotionless face or have a face in distress or whatever. I don't always have to smile. I don't. So that is one of the reasons why I'm smiling less. Let me know if that's one of the things that you're working on. I know that for some people that may sound crazy, like just don't smile. It's not that easy. A lot of this is because people pleasing. I mentioned this in the video before that I do have this people pleasing thing. So I know for sure a lot of my warmth, friendliness, joyous, and always smiling, I'm sure that is tied down to people pleasing and, people's reactions. Because if I'm not smiling, I am bombarded with, are you okay? So I guess you could say now I'm getting ready to talk about how it's been for me. So I've tried it. I've been smiling less, and I was definitely hit with a lot of, are you okay? And I would say, yes, I'm fine. And then the next sentence is, are you sure? Because you're not yourself or you're not being yourself. You seem a little different. Let me say this, when you finally start to work on yourself, right, you will be different. You will act a little different. People will take notice to that and they will ask you, someone's different today. People will think that something is wrong with you during your healing process. And of course, we don't want to tell people, "Oh, I'm different because I'm working on myself," or "I'm different because I'm healing," or I mean, if you want to, you can, but it's not their business. It's none of their business. You don't have to tell everyone why you're different. But just get past. That's the stage that I had to get past. I had to get past the people's reaction. That's what I said earlier. One of the reasons why it's so difficult for me to smile less is because of people's reaction. I think a lot of that is tied down to people pleasing. Um, and yeah, just I had to get past the whole, are you okay? Someone's different. I mean, she's different. I'm reading, the people's minds, by the way, saying it like that. It's like I'm reading people's minds. mind reader. I'm a mind reader. um, but yeah, a lot of that was it comes with when you're working on yourself. You will be at, people will question and be like, someone sure is different. So yeah, when you are starting to heal, you will reveal a different side. Maybe it could be good or bad. Who knows? I don't know what it's your healing process, what it's going to be like for you when you start to work on yourself, what that looks like for you. But what it looked like for me, a lot of people thought something was wrong with me. So yes, it comes with healing when you are doing something different and people take notice of that and they're not used to that. They will question it. They will question it. They will think something is wrong with you. So like I said in the beginning, that was the hard part. The hard part was getting over people's reactions because they're not used to it. Okay, and I'm not used to it, so it's going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're gonna be like, whoa, someone's different. Like, you're not smiling often. Like, you're not as bubbly or friendly. That is so hard for me because that's just is something that I do a lot. So that is pretty much it. I'm still smiling more because, like I said, I do a lot of my smiling at the job, at work. And if that is something that you're working on as well, the whole smiling thing, if you are working a job that is mandatory to smile, but smiling less is something on your list, just smile. Don't smile less if that's on your list. If you are required to just have this great customer service where you have to smile and it's mandatory to smile, please smile. Okay. um, but yeah, that's just something I need to work on, this whole smiling thing, because there are days that I just don't feel like smiling, but I'm always smiling. And some of you guys may just say, well, just don't smile. If you're not feeling okay, then do that. Be serious with your face, be strict with your face, be true to yourself. And if you're not feeling okay, then that's okay. Easier said than done. Okay. Easier said than done. And I think, like I said, a lot of this is tied down to people pleasing. I can be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think a lot of this is people pleasing, but that is what I've been working on, and it's been working. By the way, it's been working. Like I said, I don't have too much to say because I'm going to make more videos on more things that are written down. I would definitely share with you all what I'm working on, and because I'm taking my healing journey very serious. Okay, so that is pretty much all I want to really say about this, and it's been working. It's like I said, it's been weird and awkward when I'm not smiling, and I know people around me or that's always seeing me on a daily basis, they see it. But I guess you could say the awkward phase pass. Once the awkward phase pass, the rest is easy. When we're starting to work on it, especially if it's like a tie down to people thing, a tie down, because a lot of the stuff that I need to work on, I notice it evolves around people. It's going to evolve around people's reactions. A lot of the things I wrote written down on my list, believe it or not. So once I get past the awkward, uncomfortable phase, the rest is easy. And that's how it's been for me with the smiling less. I've been able to just work and keep my face from smiling. And it was hard in the beginning, but now I'm allowing myself to just, like, if I'm having a bad day or not feeling it, um the smiles are just like, I mean, my face is like this. I know that's a silly thing for some. They're like, what is this? Like, smiling less? I know some of you guys may say that is, kind of strange to hear that someone needs to work on that, but it's serious. There are people out there that they just have this need where they have this thing where they feel like they need to smile all the time and be all friendly and joyous and warm and welcoming all the time. There are people out there that are suffering with this too. And I'm suffering with this, the whole smiling thing. And it's like I said before, it's draining. It's very draining to just always be like that and always smiling all the time. But don't get me wrong, I love smiling, okay? This is not to say that I do not like to smile. I love smiling. I just need to smile less, and I need to allow myself to just, have other emotions. That's what I'm trying to say. Just it's okay to display other emotions on my face. That is the whole thing that I'm just, that's it. It narrows down to that. I need to allow myself to display other emotions on my face. And it's just weird. I don't like walking around with a mad face. You have people that walk around with grumpy faces, mad, sour faces every day. Though every day I'm like, do you ever smile? Like, man, smile once in a while. But I'm telling you right now, I don't walk around just like this all the time. Just so you don't think like, are you just constantly smiling? No, I'm not constantly smiling, but it does just like if I'm talking to a coworker, I'm smiling and talking to my coworker. If I'm talking to somebody at the market, I'm going to smile and talk to somebody. And there has been times too that I can walk with a smile on my face, and especially if I'm depressed or something. Oh, I will smile a lot. Yes, I will say that if I'm sad or depressed, getting ready to cry, and I can feel it, or my mental illness it starts to kick in, and while I'm out and about, oh yeah, I will say that my smiles are just at a high number. I'm smiling like crazy because I'm hiding it. I'm hiding my emotions, behind my smiles. And a lot of people do. I believe a lot of people hide their emotions behind their smiles because they don't want to feel like a burden too. Like, oh, let me not just display how I really feel because I don't want people feeling sorry. There you go. There you go. I don't want people having pity over me, feeling sorry because I'm always because that's one thing. I have three mental illnesses. If I was to display how I feel often, then I will always be walking around like this. I will. I would have a poker face, emotionless face, sad face. If I was to display how I truly feel, I think that's one of the reasons why I always smile a lot because I know deep down inside, I go through a lot deep down inside. Some people don't even like, you really go through something? Like when I tell people that I have mental illnesses, they're shocked. Like, really? Because I'm always displaying this and joyous and like I'm always happy. Like there's nothing going on in my life. I'm not struggling with nothing. This is what I always display. So people are shocked when the people that I've trusted and told them that I have, that I'm going through this, I have mental illnesses, it's like they can't believe it. And so yeah, that's what I've been working on. And just to let you all know, it's been working. And I'm almost ready to cut that string. I should be cutting that string. Snip, 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 smile less, be, and display how I really feel, with my facial expressions, to match my inside, how I feel in the inside. And it's been working. I think I'm ready to snip, snip, snip that one and work on the next string. I highly recommend that you guys use this strategy. Like I said, this strategy may not work for things that are out of our control. That's a whole nother video. All you can do is manage. If there is something that's going on in your life and it's out of your control, the only thing I can think of is just manage. How are you managing? I apologize for the background. Um, but yeah, so just that's all I can say about that for something that's out of your control, but something that is in our control, something that we can change. Okay, that is what you need to work on, and you can use my how do you call it? My strategy of just the terminology of the puppet master thing. Write that stuff down and work on that stuff one by one. And each thing that you accomplish, snip. If you worked on that, okay, good. If you're confident enough and you think it's completed, like, okay, yep, I've tackled this. Cut. Now work on the next one. Cut and just keep going. Cut those strings off. So I'm proud to say that I think I can now cut the smile less string. I have definitely been smiling less, and I've definitely been showing the world, my true emotions on my face. It's been hard and it's awkward, but I'm only human. We're only human. Okay. So that is pretty much all that I want to say for this video. And I will definitely come back and share some other things that I'm working on and coming up with some other topics too. Some other things that's troubling me in my life. Okay, everyone. So please, please work on yourself. Okay. Don't be the complainer. Be the problem solver. Only focus on the things, once again, that is in your control. Do not focus on the things that are out of your control. That's just going to throw you off. Focus on the things you know you can change. Okay. Start with that first. Start with that first. And I highly recommend using the, like I said, the Puppet Master example. If you want to start your healing journey and become really, really serious with it, use the Puppet Master example because, hey, issues and problems, you name it, that stuff is controlling our lives. I kid you not. It's the same terminology. So that, like I said, let the strings represent the very things you need to work on. That's the strings. Work on it. When it's complete, cut it. All right. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.